Hey guys, how's it going? Caleb Walters here with Tempo Training and Performance, a company that helps you maximize the time you spend training so that you can have time for the things that are most important to you. Today we're going to have another Technique Tuesday video, and on this week's edition, we're going to talk about the core, why it's important for running, biking, and for swimming. Okay, so we're going to talk about what the core is, why it's important, and then basically how to improve our core to improve our overall technique and those kind of things. Okay, so getting started. What's the core, guys? People talk about the core all the time in the fitness industry. It's this big buzzword. It means different things to different people. So I'm going to tell you that when I say core, this is what I'm talking about. In general terms, the core is the group of muscles that are primarily located in our trunk and in our hips that help stabilize our body during movement. Okay, so the core is what kind of helps our body have a good solid base for all the movements that we do with our extremities. Okay, so it's basically the pillar, it's the middle part of our body, and if it's stable, it provides a good force to push off of with our arms when we're swimming, our legs when we're biking, and when we're running. Okay, so that's what the core is. There's a bunch of muscles in there, and we're not going to get into all of them, but as a whole, that's what we're talking about here when we talk about the core. Okay, so why is the core important? It's important because if you have a firm, solid base, you can push off of it well. Okay, so to give you an example, I'm thinking, okay, so as an example, if you're trying to run on sand, think about trying to run on sand and then trying to run on concrete. Two very different things, right? The sand, you're sinking in, you're losing energy, you're not running nearly as fast as you are on soft sand as you would on concrete, because the concrete is firm, it's hard, it's allowing you to use most of your energy to propel you forward, whereas the sand, you're losing a lot of energy because the sand is moving and shifting all over the place. That's the same thing with our core. Guys, if our core is not solid and controlling excessive rotation or movements, or it's letting us slouch, all these things, we're not going to be able to perform as well in our various disciplines. So for swimming, having a good core allows us to pull better and get a better position in the water to cut through the water better. For biking, it keeps our hips stable so that all that energy that we're pushing down is really allowing us to drive those pedals around and help us to go faster. And then for running, obviously, again, it's important for our posture. We've already talked about that. Helps keep our hips level, so those lower core muscles help with that. And it also allows us, when we're landing, to just push off, again, of a firm surface, that we're not shifting around and losing energy in the middle of our body trying to control this big mushy center that some of us have. And sometimes, even if we have six-pack abs, they're not doing their job, because that's not, six-pack abs is for the birds, you guys. So that brings me into my next topic. So now that we know that the core is important to basically provide that firm platform for motion, how do we achieve that? What do we do? So guys, you've already heard me say that six-pack abs are definitely overrated, not only because they're stupid hard to get, but also because they don't do nearly as much for us in terms of our core stability as they probably should. So there's another group of muscles that we'll talk about I'll mention them today, and I'll show you how to activate them and use them. Stay tuned for that core workout coming down the pipeline tomorrow for the Workout Wednesday. But it's a group of muscles called your transverse abdominis. And what it does is it kind of acts like a safety belt for your low back and your hips. Okay? And what it does is it helps keep the hips level, helps keep your pelvis from going forward and back all over the place while we're running, biking, and swimming. And it also just provides good, solid stability for your body while you're moving around. So the way you find these muscles is basically put your hands right underneath your rib cage, and I want you to cough or laugh. And you feel those little muscles kick on there just like that. So those are the muscles that we should be using. So in order to activate those muscles, you'll see the workout tomorrow with how to use those, and I'll walk you through step by step. But those are some of the muscles that really do the main grunt work of keeping our pelvis level and giving us a nice stable core while we're swimming. They help keep that spine in a good position. They help keep things from moving when they shouldn't, and it provides a good solid base for our extremities to basically produce force. So, guys, that's our Technique Tuesday. Okay, we talked about what is the core. It's our stable base that allows us to produce energy, force, and speed with our arms and our legs. It's important for those reasons we just mentioned. Stable base allows us to produce good force with our arms and our legs and have good technique and form in all disciplines that we do as triathletes and runners. And how? Basically by recruiting that transverse abdominis. That's one of the main ones that we're going to look at tomorrow in the Workout Wednesday, core edition. And so we'll walk through a little bit more in depth tomorrow with that. So guys, that's our Technique Tuesday on the core. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Guys, send in those requests for Freaking Awesome Friday. Facebook, Instagram, nominating somebody or something that is just doing something that's freaking awesome, and you want to give them some, like, a pat on the back, a high five, encouragement, and to be able to just encourage other people in the running community. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for tomorrow, and we're going to work out that core, so be ready. See you guys later.